Hi, this is Carrie from the Creative Accent. In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to edit this CSS Accordion code that I'm using for frequently asked questions inside my new website template called Willowwood. These website templates are built for the Showit platform, so I'm going to show you how that is edited inside their builder. And just a quick note about this code, this was part of the Canvas kit inside Revolving Revenue by Northfolk. And I can't tell you what a blessing they have been to me as a designer. So I'm definitely going to leave the link for that in the description of this video. So essentially the user, when they come to this part of your website, the user will click here on a question, and then a drop-down menu will appear that shows the answer. So I'm going to show you how that you can edit this inside Showit, and it's a much simpler way to show things like frequently asked questions rather than building out multiple canvases where the user has to click and then it shows a canvas or it hides a canvas. This is all built inside one layout and it's quite simple to edit. So let's dive in. Okay, here we are inside the Showit builder. You can see that I have my mobile view here on the left and my desktop view on the right. It doesn't matter which one you edit because it will essentially change it on both sides. But this is just an embed code. So you have different elements that you can add to a single canvas. So we're on one single canvas. And when you add an element here, you can see that there's an embed code option. So essentially this is just that embed code, and we're going to double click to open it up and edit. Now, the first thing you want to know is how can I change the text? Well, if you notice, the text that you would want to change is all in white. So the other code elements are in different colors, but the text that you'll want to focus on and change is in white. So here I have them numbered. You don't have to leave the numbers there. That's just for an easy reference. You can see which question you're on. So I will just leave them here and just show you how we can edit it. So edit this text with a new question. And here I've already typed a different answer, but you can essentially, you see that the text below that is going to be your answer. So this is on question 2, and these are kind of repeated down through here, but when you select this text, you can type something new. Okay, so I'm going to just click on save, and then you can see my text has been edited. Edit this text with a new question. And you can easily do that for all of these questions. It comes with 8 that are ready to fill in. Now let's say you want to add a new one or delete one. So let's say you want to add a new question. To understand this, you see that some things are repeated. So for example, this divider, that's referring to that dividing line between each question. I'll just go back so you can get a look at that. That's the dividing line between each question. I'm going to double click to go back in there. So we got our divider, and then all of this, oh, that's the divider here, from button down to div, that indicates your question and answer. So if I want to add a new one, I'm just going to copy that with Command C, and I'm going to place that below my divider, Command V, and now I have another question, and I can change this to number 9. And let's say I want to keep that line below it. I'm just going to copy that with it. I'm going to keep that line below. So now I should have 9 questions. Just edit the text again. Question number 9. Okay, I'm going to click save, and now you'll see I have my 9th question added below. Now, if you add many questions, let's say we're going to add 15 questions, you might want to pull down this canvas a little bit. So you can change under the canvas tab here, you can make that a little bit bigger to accommodate more questions. You can also click and drag to pull down that embed code and do the same on the mobile side. Okay, let's say you want to delete some questions that actually you only really have 5 questions that you want to include. So we would just come here and start with divider. We would go up to question number 5. So here we got question number 5. We want to leave the divider, and then we would just delete all the excess and click save. So now you'll see you only have 5 questions. Now, one last thing about editing, if we click and go back inside our code, once you get to the bottom here, you'll see some notes about how to change the styling. So for example, change the fonts or the size of the font or the font color. And I'll just quickly give you a little overview of that. The font that's being used is DM Sans. It's a free Google font, so you don't have to change it in theory. You can just take it and run with it inside this template. But if you want to customize it to match your brand, I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you'll need to do is import the URL for that particular font. So whatever font you want to change it to. Let's say you want to change it to another Google font. I have Google Fonts open, so you go to fonts.google.com. Let's say I want to change it to Montserrat. I just click get the font, and then it will bring it to a sort of cart that you have here, and then you can get the embed code. So if I click get the embed code, I'll see a lot of different codes here, but essentially I want to find this link that looks like a URL, and I want to copy that. So I'm going to Command C. I'm going to come back over here, Command V. I'm going to change that to, oh, I see it's grabbing both of those fonts. So if you have one in your cart, that's the better way to go, just that it's focusing on one font. But I think this will still work. So the other thing I want to do is change the name. So if I highlight it, you'll see that DM Sans shows in 2 different places here. And I just want to change that to my new font in both places. And let's say we want to change the font size. So here we have the font size. Let's say I want to make that much bigger. I'm going to bump that up to 21 pixels. Here you can change the color. There's a lot of different things that you can adjust. It's currently all aligned left. You could center it. You could align it right. I think left is pretty standard. You could change the background color, some different things that you can do there. And yes, I believe this is all for the answers section. I'm just going to leave that as is. But again, you have font size, line height, background color, the color of the font. You can make a lot of adjustments there. And the rest of this, I wouldn't worry about too much. Just leave as is. Let's see how our new fonts are looking. So I'm going to click Save. And now you'll see that this is much larger, and it's now in the Montserrat font. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how you can edit this, customize it, and make it your own. Follow along for more Showit tutorials like this one. And if you are looking for a fresh new website, please check out the website templates in my shop at shop.thecreativeaccent.com. I'll be linking that below. Thanks.